Well, we've made it to the 5th Sunday of Easter. We go all the way up to 7. On 2 weeks ago, I was doing chapel service with the children from our school. And we have 3 different sessions, 3 different chapel times. And at every single one, when I said to them, I'm going to tell you the story of Easter, they said, Easter's over. Every time, no prompting. And it set me up for what I wanted to do. It was fine. But it's long. And I did tell them, we like Easter so much that we talk about it for 50 days. And in the first 3 weeks of Easter, on those Sundays, we looked and we noticed this year at the very personal way Jesus showed himself to individuals and to people. He came and he stood among them. He came and he showed himself to the women, to Peter and some of the disciples, to Thomas who wasn't with them. And then last Sunday, the 4th Sunday of Easter, we heard about Jesus as Good Shepherd, that he knows his sheep. The risen Lord, he who comes to us, who shows himself to us, he knows his sheep, and they hear his voice, and they follow him. And it's beginning to move from sort of focus on personal engagement to more of a collective now, talking about a bigger group of sheep, and even saying there are other sheep not in this fold yet, who I must reach to them as well. And so now it's moving out. And so this Sunday, we have an interesting passage, a vision from Revelation to John. And it talks about a heavenly city, a holy city, Jerusalem. God is now showing us in this vision through John something different than the way things are. The former things have passed away. That's the death side of Easter. And a new heaven and a new earth are going to come and are being shown in this vision. That's the resurrection. That's the new life. And the holy city, Jerusalem. And so this is resurrection of the city, not the person. This is the resurrection of our communities, the resurrection of our civic life, of our human enterprise. Because we desperately need it. I'm enjoying the political process this year so much. And it can be so much worse as we gaze about the human family of the whole earth. And yet we hear one person after another talk about how they're going to solve everything, how they're going to fix everything, how they have the answers. Salvation does not come from the political process. I can say that with a high degree of confidence, that no matter who we elect, they're not going to resurrect the American city, the American community. You know, you would like to think, I would like to think that as the years go by, we get better and better and better, right? At being a country, at being communities, at being cities. But we don't. We go through cycles, don't we? We go through cycles, and if you study history, it can be depressing to see how we keep doing the same things and go through these ups and downs again and again. Change the names of the players, it's not that different. And so to interpret Easter socially, I begin by thinking about how it was the city fathers who put Jesus to death, didn't they? And why did they do it? They did it for the good of the community, for the peace of Jerusalem, to maintain order, to keep things in proper balance with the Roman Empire, and to keep their position safe. Politics. We might say Politics crucified Jesus. And then the risen Lord comes to his followers, and he doesn't start a political party. He doesn't start a political movement. Or maybe he does. It depends on how you define it, because he says to them, here's what I want you to do. Love one another as I have loved you. That's it. Love one another just as I have loved you. And so today, a member of our church is arriving in Haiti. That is a government that is hideously corrupt. And the people in power there don't even pretend to care about the people in their country. And so there are people coming from all over the world to love as Christ loved. Deb and some people from Doylestown are going to bring medical care because the government's not going to provide it, and they don't care. And they're going to provide education in this parish that's developing these ministries, this Catholic parish in the worst slum of Haiti. And they're providing schooling because the government doesn't care. And they're providing training for adults to get work because the government doesn't care. And after the first service today, 7:45, someone going out said, wow, I just know someone else who was just coming back from Haiti, doing the same things. Jesus says, love one another. Be the love of God in the world. Hear my voice, follow me. Love one another just as I loved you. Very soon we need to be talking about interfaith, and that we're going to convert several of our offices into apartments. We're going to figure out who could help take care, drive, feed, work with these women and their children, because they're going off the edge of our civic life. There's no other net there except love one another as I have loved you. And so we, along with 11 other churches through the year, cycle along month by month and create a place where they can come, love one another just as I have loved you. So you must also love one another. And so, my brothers, my sisters, I beg you to think about how you will be that little seed, a tiny mustard seed. I know we feel so insignificant against the challenges of our world, but salvation doesn't come from us. The heavenly city comes from God. The dwelling of God is among mortals. And every tear will be removed on that day. But as we wait for that day, love one another, just as I have loved you. That's how you are to be in the world. And then everyone will know you are my disciples. Hallelujah. Christ is risen. The Lord is risen indeed. Hallelujah.